So yes, I died a third time. Not really a big deal. But then I died again. And again. Hello everyone, it's Reci, and welcome to Create Episode 2. On this episode of Create, we're going to be building a nice drill. And we're also going to be building our first starter house in Minecraft. Now, I can't show you too much because right ahead of me is the house down already. On top of this, how do you like the new skin? This is the first time you guys are going to see it. In Episode 2, you're not going to see it as much because I just got it. Let me know how you like the skin though, because in the future, maybe somebody else can create me one. So anyway, welcome to Create and let's get to it. Starting off, the first thing we need is a drill, because I am not building a house without having at least a little bit of stuff. Right here is a card assembler. Please make sure you lock it into place, because if not, when you pick it up and put it down, it's going to be backwards. Now I'm going to get down a heated mixer. This is so I can get some brass and I can just use it as a regular mixer afterwards for other things. Thankfully, on the last episode of Create, Josh went ahead and grabbed the blaze spawner and brought it back. If I would have had to go back to the nether just for a blaze spawner, I would have had 300 more deaths. I don't know why, but it's literally the truth. Now, since I don't have any lava on me, I'm just going to heat it up with some coal. And this is the first time I'm making brass. Let's go. Now, this brass is going to be used for a lot of different things. I mean, I even use it as decoration sometimes. But this brass right here is going to be used to make specifically deployers. Also, if you play Create, I know for a fact one of the most annoyingest things to make is electron tubes. Like, there's so much work. You gotta literally make them with a crap ton of redstone. And on top of that, sand them down. Like, that's ridiculous. Now, let's get the deployers made. I only made one by accident, so I had to go back and make two later in the video. Now, it's time to actually build the drill, at least part of it. So right here, I went only 2 up. I was supposed to go 3 up. The back of the drill is literally just so you can put a scoop to scoop up the rails. So everything is pretty much automatic with this. After breaking these 2 blocks, let's get to the front to place the shell down for the front. So I went 3 out and 1 down just so the deployers have 2 separate levels to be on. That's the scoop to pick up the rails, and then you have 1 up top and then 1 down below for the deployers. Now, the reason you place the deployers like this is because one of them is going to be for the rail, and then the other one's going to be to place the blocks just in case there's a gap. Because if not, then your drill will literally fall as deep as the hole goes. I also made this list filter. This is so you can put the blocks in there that is going to be used when you go mining. So I just put deep slate, cobblestone, and netherrack. Now it's finally time to get some of the drills on in the front. I only had 6 of them to start off, and I ran out of material, so I had to go mining right quick. But I just skipped ahead because no one wants to see hours of mining footage. After going mining, I came back with a couple stacks of andesite because I need to make more andesite casing. So before that though, I wanted to get down this water wheel because I was so tired of using a hand crank. So at least now I can actually just go do other things while having my things mix. Also, I don't have a speed controller yet, so you have to make a makeshift one. They're actually pretty easy to do. As you can see, all you do is go back and forth with the cogs. You go one big, one small, and then a big on top of the small, and then you put an andesite case in to block off the shaft, because if not, then the cog will try to turn the opposite way. So you literally just go back and forth, and over time, the small ones and the big ones get faster and faster and faster. Really, it's just the small ones that get faster. So I think at this point, this is where I kind of stopped the speed, because right now, I don't need it dramatically fast. I put it on the bigger one and then realized, all right, maybe I want a little bit more speed than that. So I went for the smaller one instead. Now, once I connect it up to the smaller one, it'll be a little bit faster and I'll finally have a mixer that's automated by itself. Let's get some andesite casing, at least some more, so we can make more drills. What I like to say is the more drills, the better. But be careful because it tends to lag a little bit the more you go with. Now let's make some more mechanical drills. I wound up going with 19 just to make the full 5x5, I think it was. But then I'm heading over to place them and I'm realizing, why not go with more? And then I sit there and go with more. So as you can see right now, I placed the drills on the left side. I actually don't want to do that just so it's easier for me to know where my drills are going to be placed, just in case I'm mining side by side from the last drill spot that I mined. So I like to keep the drills on the front of it, but then literally just all on one side. So now I know when I place down my drill, all the drills are going to be on that side. Now let's get some more drills made. I made 5 more and then I was like, wait a minute. I could definitely make another 5. Like, I just need one more andesite casing. So I got that and I made an extra 5. Now I'm going to go place these down, and this is pretty much the entire drill done, which is awesome. I usually only start with 25 drills, but if you can make more, make more. So I did a 5x7 instead, which quick maths, that's 35 drills. Let's go. Now right here, I'm just placing down all the chests for the storage of the drill. I didn't realize that wasn't going to be enough. I don't know why. So I went and made a lot more chests. Getting back, now I'm just going to place all of them down. I always do that in Minecraft. I place down the chest like a weirdo. Now I have to mine them all back out and then replace them. Now that all the chests are placed down, we're going to get some slime so we can get some glue. And of course, since I have no slime balls, I have to manually make it, which literally took me 25 minutes because I didn't have enough wheat. Now in regular Minecraft, of course, you can't make slime balls, but in Create, anything is possible. When I finally get up there, I could actually show you, but I was so slow for a minute. So once I finally placed that last block, what you do is you take a piece of wheat, you throw it in the millstone, and what you get out of it is wheat flour. Now you can crush it down also, but I'm broke, so we going with a millstone. I ran out of wheat. Usually sometimes you can get lucky and get 2 wheat flour, which I needed 2 slime balls. But the first time, of course, I wound up only getting 1. Now I had to make a wheat field, well, a small one at least. I wound up expanding it off video, but I needed food anyway, so it really doesn't matter. After finally getting enough wheat, I wound up making some dough with the water and then mixing it with the lime green dye. After making some slime balls, I can finally make some glue. Now it's time to finally start gluing our drill so we can get to mining. I know I glue like a weirdo, at least I think I do, so don't judge me, please. While I'm getting this glue drilled, please leave a comment down below on what you would like to see while I continue on to this Create future. And not even just Create, if you guys want to see other games too, let me know down below. Just making sure everything is glued down, making a redstone torch to pick up the drill. And we finally have our first Create contraption. Now let's get this mining montage.
Did you wait too long? Tell him that you love him, but he's already gone, darling. Did you make 2 wrongs? Know that daddy never made a right before, darling. You were never made to be the judge, darling. He never changed his way for me to budge, darling. It's feeling like a cold dark winter, the sun still behind the trees, yeah. She asked me if I had another minute and I ain't had the heart to leave, yeah. It's feeling like a cold dark winter, the sun still behind the trees, yeah. She asked me if I had another minute and I ain't had the heart to leave. One day I'll be everything you ever wanted. Until then I'll be out here fighting like it's nothing. Through the cold dark winter. Or did you say goodbye, knowing damn well everybody gon' die someday? Did you waste my time, knowing damn well we can press rewind? One day I'll be everything you ever wanted. Until then I'll be out here fighting like it's nothing. Through the cold dark winter. It's feeling like a cold dark winter and the sun still behind the trees, yeah. She asked me if I had another minute and I ain't had the heart to leave, yeah. It's feeling like a cold dark winter and the sun still behind the trees, yeah. She asked me if I had another minute and I ain't had the heart to leave. One day I'll be everything you ever wanted. Until then I'll be out here fighting like it's nothing. Through the cold dark winter. It's feeling like a cold dark winter. It's feeling like a cold dark winter.
As we're nearing the end of this wonderful mining trip, we got so many diamonds and like just so much material. I love the Create drills. They are magnificent. So in the video, you're probably seeing that like a lot of the ores break really fast. That's because we have vein miner in here. It makes a ton of difference and makes the game go so much faster. So right now I'm just gonna be literally emptying out the entire drill ore wise, just so I can show you guys how much ores I wind up getting in this trip. Oh yeah, did you see all the ores? It was beautiful. And that mining session was literally only probably not even a full 40 minutes. Now I'm just gonna clear out the land on where I want to build my house and fill in a couple of the holes. Right there, Josh came over and gave me a bunch of different saplings. Go check out his video. He's so good at editing. I don't even know how. He's never made a video before, and he's so good at it, and he actually made it so much more funnier than mine. Gotta give props where props are due. Now I'm like kind of done clearing out what I wanted to clear out, so this is where I'm gonna build the house, is right in front of that mountain. Well, not even mountain. I don't even know what they're called. The Badlands Mountain. Now I'm just gonna collect a bunch of materials so I can build the house. And it took me so long to gather materials and build the house. I wound up just putting it in like fast mode. I sped it up by like 800 or 400%, because if not, this video would have been literally an hour long. Not even joking. I wound up just making the bigger spruce trees to make life easier. We also have like vein miner for trees. I think it's called like tree harvester. So it literally mines down any tree wood. But it's pretty cool because if you do it to a house, it literally won't mine that wood if you're holding shift. Like it'll only just mine that one block no matter what. Low key, watch how satisfying this is when it breaks down. Just everything. So nice. Oh, and we also have the chipped mod in here. So that's literally awesome. This is one of my favorite things in the world because you can get so much different like wood types, different type of lanterns, and different type of just blocks in general. Glass, everything. So I want to just using a little bit of a different wood type and a little bit of a different glass. I played with it a little bit. I feel like Western style, a lot of the times, like it's just like boarded up windows, but I really didn't know how to make that. At least make that look good anyway. This type of style that I went is not too bad. I kind of liked it. I feel like there's more detail I could add to it. Just let me know in the comments what you think of like how much I could add. I did take into account that I wanted it to be a little bit darker in some spots. So I wound up grabbing orange terracotta to kind of mix in with the acacia wood. So I thought that was going to look really good. And it turns out it didn't look too bad to me, at least. Just let me know what you think in the comments. Like, did it add too dark of spots and too smooth of spots? Or is it kind of perfect? So these are gonna be kind of what the walls look like. I'm gonna be adding signs and buttons just to kind of button it up. I'm sorry. When I build, I always like to do like the whole front of the build before I do the sides, just so I know with like what I'm kind of working with. And I don't really do a lot to the sides. Like I just texture it. I only do like the most to the side that you see the most. I guess now that I'm recording videos, I should start doing the entire house, but I'm lazy. Like I can be a little lazy sometimes, and it's okay. It's fine. Although I feel like most people don't do the entire house when they record. So on the front of the house, I was doing one and then 3 blocks and then 1 3 blocks. On the sides, I'm doing 1 5 blocks, 1 5 blocks, just because I wanted that extra space on the sides. So on the sides of the house, like I said, I'm doing 1 5 1 5. So I'm just gonna build them up. And the back of the house, I'm gonna follow the same as the front. So 1 3 1 3. Like I said, the most I do on these walls anyway is just texture them. So there's not too much I have to do. Also, now that I'm watching the footage back, I think it would look really nice if on the spruce logs, instead of only having them stripped, throw in a couple of different variants of the strip. I gotta check the chipped mod to see if they even have that. Also, right now, I'm building a deck. I feel like every Western house has a deck on it. So if I didn't, it would be tremendously weird. At the end of this house, it looked so nice to me. I literally cannot wait to build the next house. To be honest, for the next house, I literally don't even have anything in mind yet. So I'm like literally thinking constantly like what to do, what to do, what to do. I think like this house, I'm just gonna wing it and hope for the best. Also, for the deck, obviously you have to add fences. We have whatever mod this is. I honestly forget, but they had these awesome different type of fences. I also forgot to move the windows up, and I also forgot to move the trap doors. I'm using them as shutters, but I actually forgot to move them up also, so they stay there for a good amount of time. So I also wanted the log to go all the way up, but instead of just the log, I wanted it to be a little bit less thicker. So what I did is I took copycat blocks and I took a thicker one and then the shaft one just to kind of make it give that little difference in size when it goes up. A lot of people here would use fences, but I really don't like how thin the fences are the whole way through. So I like using the thicker bottom and then go up to a little bit less of a thickness. Like, to me, this is good. Like, this is looking nice. So after making the poles down below, I continue with the roof up top above the deck. I also added 2 stories onto the house after this. The main reason why is because, first of all, you always need that extra space, and because I actually put vaults for storage up on the second floor all the time. Like, I never need the space besides for vaults, and I hate having them underground. So for the roof all the way up top, I wound up going with a wooden outline and a deep slate roof. Let me know if I should change it for the deck also. But right now, let me just focus on getting the walls up before ever even focusing on the roof. Knowing me, I'll probably do the roof before I even do the side walls. So now I'm just knocking out 3 tall for the windows. Down below, I did 2 tall. Up top, I did 3. I don't know why, but I wound up going like that for the windows. I guess it's just the extra space. Let me throw up some signs, and I think I threw up some buttons also. It's funny too because every time I go to place a sign, you have to hit like confirm right away. And like a lot of the times, I don't do it all the time, but a lot of the times I always mess up and I just type something on there before hitting done. Now, this middle window, I wanted to do something a little bit different, but I literally, like, it took me so long to realize what I wanted to do. So I just skipped it, and you'll see in the future that I did it a little bit differently. Now, as you've seen, I had to take out the upper level of the deck roof because I wanted these little things to hold up the next roof. So I think it looks nice. It's like little poles, you know? So since I had to lower that part of the roof, I wanted to keep the signs without removing them. So what I had to do was put copycat layers over top just so it's thin enough to where you don't see it as much. And then just covered it with wood. I know looking at it from down below, you can see it, but it's okay. We're just gonna ignore it, okay? And it's crazy because I still did not see that the trapdoors were messed up yet. Right here, Josh came over just to look at the house and tell me if needed to add anything. Then I needed glass, so I went way past his base and collected as much sand as I could grab for the moment because I'm too lazy to create another crate machine just to get glass. I think I wound up grabbing like 7, maybe even 8 stacks, which will be more than enough for a good while. Mainly because I don't really use too much glass, as you're gonna see. Also in the chip mod, I can obviously make different types of glass, and I think the one I went with was pretty cool. I think this fits the build like the best. It kind of looks like they open because they have like the slit in the middle, and you'll see up above what I want going with in the middle. And I think it's so cool adding like open windows to it instead of just being closed all the time. I actually seen it in one of Stam's videos before, so now that I seen it, I just want to use it. Now that I'm making videos for Create, I kind of want to lean off of watching people because I don't want to steal any of their ideas. Like today, when I was eating my breakfast and drinking my coffee, I literally watched no one. It was so boring. I literally just had to put on some random background noise. Do YouTubers watch themselves? Like, I genuinely want to know because I feel like that's so weird, like to watch yourself. It's like I recorded the video. I know what it's about, you know? I don't know. It's really just, I guess, to each their own. Now for this open window look, I wound up going with vertical, I think half copycats things. I forget exactly what it's called, but I thought that looked like perfect for the open window. Because like if you literally look at it, since the middle piece is that little like metal type of texture or whatever it is, it fits so well to look like an open window. Honestly, the only thing I would change for Create is to be able to put the copycat blocks next to each other without having to stack them all the time. Now that's the door I wound up going with. I think it fit the build pretty well. Like it's supposed to be like glass, but it just looks like there's a piece missing. Now instead of building the walls, I wound up building the floor first. I don't know what that's about. Don't even ask. Let me know if this is like too much of the video to show, or if I should just skip a lot of it or make it just way faster. Now, this is the first time I've ever added like a little stall on the side of my house. I wanted a horse, okay? Even though I never used the horse, I wanted one. And the one that I found later in the episode, I don't know if I showed it, but literally was 13 speed. I'll show you guys next episode if I don't show it. And still, the funniest thing ever is I build this before building the wall up. I like, why? And even with this roof, if you would rather see the middle as deep slate, then I could also do that. Now, instead of doing the main house walls, I do these walls first. So yeah. Again, I don't know why, I don't even ask. And it took me much longer than it should have to figure out what I wanted to do for the front and back of the stall walls, because I wanted it opened, but like not too open. And at least now I'm finally getting to the main house walls. Okay, I know that was probably the corniest thing I've done in my life, but I wanted to try it, and I'm gonna keep it in. So deal with it. And honestly, I think I only do this side of the wall just so I can finish the stall, and yeah, so I guess it's not that hype. So after getting the one wall done finally, I went back to the shed. And it took me way too long to figure out what I wanted. So I skipped ahead. I wound up changing the back again. So I just didn't even show me building that. All I really did was just add a gate in the front and then the two poles. And I kind of just did the same thing in the back. But it's going to change again anyway. So I don't even know why I'm showing it. After that, I kind of realized I wanted to add some signs to the strip spruce. So I was doing a couple of that, and I want to put a window in here too, which makes no sense because it's kind of like an outside thing. If anything, I should put like a fence or something. And I couldn't figure out how I wanted this sign and button. It was really irking me. Everything just looked too weird. After that, just adding a little trap door on just to kind of make it look like a shutter. And then I added some lights, and that's the lanterns I wound up going with. I think it fits like the Western style pretty well. Now that I'm thinking about it, I kind of want to remove the trap doors and try using the same things I used for the open window to make it a little bit smaller, but I'm probably not going to do it on this build. I'll do it on the next one. And I also realized I wanted to add some campfires, and I placed them the wrong way, so I had to redo all of them. I placed them where all the lanterns are down below and up top, and I feel like it definitely makes it look a lot better. So that's what it looks like from down below. It looks pretty well. Now I wanted to do a little bit of glass on the side because this side you'll see the most out of the back and the other side. Also over here, I wound up adding a nice tall like fireplace, and I think that also helps it look 10 million times better. So that's why I said wait to see, because I wound up changing the bottom of the little shack again. And of course, I'm going to add some more signs and buttons to touch all this up. I actually just recently started adding signs and buttons to my build. I feel like it just gives a little bit more depth to the wall. I also want to start adding a little bit more like stairs in, but I feel like over here there's really not too many spots. Just to add even like indents to the wall, like it's been chipped out or something. Now I did skip me building the other back wall and the side wall because there's really nothing much to it. So they're finally up after an hour or two of building. Now I'm going to start working on the roof of the outer edge, and then I'll start working on the middle with the deep slate. Also with the roof, I've never really added windows on the roof, so I also wanted to experiment with that. I wound up adding it in the middle at first, and I just did not like it one bit. Now, I did the inner first. I don't know why, because I wound up just taking out all the bottom stairs. So then I went back and I started doing the outline. I'm not too positive how I like the outlines of it, but I feel like it looks a lot better than just having deep slate all the way down. So I'm only going to do the outline for the back. just because if I don't like the front, then I know I won't like the back, which I guess it don't matter because I really don't do anything with the back anyway. I did like the deep slate roof. I wish it was a little bit easier to get like the textured in the chip section, but you literally have to smelt it down and create regular deep slate. Like there's nothing for cobble deep slate, which is really strange because if you do cobblestone, there's a different version for both. Like you have cobblestone and then you have stone. And with the stone, you can customize it, but you can also customize the cobblestone. So it's like, why not have it like that with the deep slate too? I low key wish the chipped mod made it to where you can create stairs with their blocks because I have to use copycat blocks for it, and it just takes so much more time than being able to just do it with their own blocks. So now I'm like kind of looking at the middle window, like this is really ugly to me. Like I don't like it at all. I still wound up adding slabs to it just to make sure. And then I wanted to finish the roof out in the front, like without textured first, just to make sure that it didn't look how I was thinking it was looking. After placing the little blocks up top and looking at it, I realized I definitely did not like it. So I tore it all down and made it flat. And I wound up just going with 2 on each side. And I think that looked way better. And while I was placing them, I realized I kind of want to do it right in front of the campfires, and I thought that would look pretty cool. After placing them down, I put glass in the middle, but I really didn't like it, so I wound up changing it. And I don't know. I feel like Western houses like barely ever use glass up top, so I could be wrong. Maybe for now on, before the build, I should start looking up Western houses. Not other people's builds, more so like real houses. So now after building the second window or whatever this would be up here, I put fences on one of them. And I really like the fence look way better than the glass look. So I kept the fences. Now, of course, before building up the walls all the way through, I decided to build the floor inside. I don't know. I'm starting to really like this build. Like I've never built something with the acacia wood. Like this is very different for me, and I feel like it adds that Badlands type of vibe. After getting the second floor placed down, I wound up going to go find a lush cave so I can get a crap ton of clay. I got like way more stacks than I needed. I just overdo it sometimes. Also, it takes so long to cook clay. I need a workshop down as soon as possible. Without realizing it, I wound up building this shed a little bit too little. So I had to build the fireplace like in and out of the shed. So I wanted to just do it right on top of it, but it just didn't work out. So I kind of just put them together. That's why I said I'm going to be changing this again. And because of the clay taking so long to smelt, I could only do so much at a time. It was so long to get this placed. And I'm only going to go so far above the roof with this because I don't want it too much taller than the actual house itself. And don't worry, when I finish building the chimney, I actually textured it. So at least it's not all brick, it's textured brick with it too. And I feel like every chimney I've ever seen in my life is always starting to crack or cracked. So I want to just add in cracked textured brick to it. And I feel like that was definitely good enough. I also wanted to make this chimney a little bit more round. So I just took some walls and put them on the edges. There's also copycat blocks I could have used for it, but I just really did not like how round it was making it. Like it was making it look too round. Also, another thing to let me know in the comments is I do want to start my own series. Let me know what type of style I should go for. I mean, definitely tempt me with something crazy because I usually only build in the same styles all the time and it's definitely boring. Now that I'm done the chimney, at least the outline for it, I'm going to add some cracked brick to it. And it is kind of making me upset that the floor right there or the walls don't connect, but it's okay. I'm just going to ignore it because you really don't ever see it from the ground. Also, if you create any music, definitely send it to me because I will gladly put it in one of the YouTube videos. I feel like it'd be 10 times cooler to add the viewers' music than to add some random music. Now that it's almost done being textured, I also want up adding a campfire up top. Now, we have different smokestacks in here for the trains, and they create a lot of smoke. So let me know if you think it's too little of smoke because I can always add one of them. Now to finish off the chimney, I'm just going to do the top of it with the texture. And I had to grab some copycat blocks. Also, the top of the chimney was looking a little too chunky, so I want to removing one of the walls up top just so the tip looks a little bit skinnier. And instead of it being chunky all the way up, it has that little depth view. And that's why I also add the stairs up top just to make it look like it actually caves in. But after texturing it up here and putting a torch inside so nothing spawns, the chimney's finally done. And right here, I also thought instead of adding a pathway to the little shed all the way around the house, I decided to add it just on the side of the house and just put more stairs, which is just slabs. I didn't add too much to the pathway because I don't know what type of style I want to go with yet. I think I definitely want it more grassy than anything. Now, since the outside of the house looks pretty good and done in my eyes, I'm going to start getting the kitchen in. And of course, we have Farmer's Delight in here. I love Farmer's Delight so much. So now I can actually put actual stoves in and it makes the world look so much better. Well, your kitchen look better. Now, I didn't finish the entire inside of the house. I'm going to do that off video just because it's going to take me a while to know what I want to do with the bed. This was also my first time finding out that you can get burnt from being on top of the stove. That was crazy to me. I know, it's a stove, it's a fire. Yeah, you should be able to get burnt. I know. All right, but just still, that was random. Now, I always like adding separation to the kitchen, so I did want to add a little bit of like a countertop. And I wound up going with it a little bit skinnier, and I wound up also building a wall like to kind of mask off the kitchen a little bit, like not really a full wall, but something that kind of makes it look nice. And yes, that's the countertop I went with. It's not the best, but I'll make it better. I also placed down some of these rugs, which literally took me so long to make. I don't know why, they just did, but they look so good, and I love adding it to all my kitchen. And I want to just fill in the whole middle, and it looks like an arrow, but it's okay. Now that I got the kitchen kind of done, I wanted to get the storage in as soon as possible, which I did not have enough iron whatsoever to complete all the volts for full sizes, but at least I got one full size volt. Right here, this is just for the volts to sit on. I always like the brass scaffolding instead of the regular scaffolding. It just looks really sweet and nice. Which I'll rarely ever be up here, so no one will see it, but it's more so just peace of mind that it's up off the ground and it looks a little bit better than what it should. After finding out that I could do 3 full-size volts, I wound up gonna go make some volts just to get some down, just so I know exactly what it looked like and how much space I'm working with being able to place down all the create stuff to make it automatic. Which I know it's like right on the window, but like you're never really gonna see it, you know, like it'll look fine, trust me. After I made some more brass scaffolding just so I can place it all down, I wound up doing the edges for the left and right volt. I'm just going to leave that empty. There's no point in even having them up, but the middle ones, I just did it all the way around. At this point in time, I realized I had no kelp, so I had to go fly over 1,500 blocks away to go get some. Me and Josh never grabbed any, which I don't know why. I feel like we definitely passed some. And I usually always grab it because it's like the most important thing in Create these days. Just mining it out from the bottom, getting into a boat, and collecting it like that is like one of the easiest ways. After finally getting home and getting some of the things I needed, I could finally start working on making this storage a full storage system. Which by far, out of all the Create updates, I think this is the best thing they could have added. And just in case you don't really know how to make the system yet, they're actually fairly easy. So these are package ports, and all this does is just once you call for an item, it packages up your items and sends them down to you in a package. After getting these placed down on where you wanted to do it at, then it makes life a lot easier. Now you could either place it on top or on the sides. After that, I want to get in some funnels on them because I'm not going to use the frogs yet. Which you can either use the frogs or you can just have a belt, take them and put them right down a chute, which is what I'm going to do just because the chains take up way too much space for how much space I actually have. I think the only time I really use the frogs is when it's a way bigger system. Or if I'm creating an automatic factory to where I want them to replenish my stock automatically without me having to do anything. So these chutes are going to be for the packages to get down to me. And then I have brass chutes, which are going to be the ones where all my items are going to be brung up. Now, brass chutes aren't in the normal game of Create, but I wound up adding a mod called Create Encased or Create connected, and it added them for me. And they're kind of like the brass funnels, so instead of only dropping 16 or taking 16 at a time, it takes a full stack, which is going to be a lot more helpful than only taking 16. Now, I don't know if you have to place the chutes up that high. I always do it just because I don't want my packages to get stuck anytime. Now I'm going to get down the belt just so I have the way to actually get the packages to me. And then there's also going to be a belt down below so the packages can come up and go back into the vaults. Now, right now, I'm just going to encase all the belt because it just makes it look so much better. And then after that, I'm going to place down the brass chutes just so I actually have a way to bring the items up to the vaults. So when you place the chutes to come up, you can actually just place the belt right on top of the chute and it'll send the package or items through the belt, which is really weird, but hey, I'll take it. Now I'm going to place the belt just so I can have a way to be able to get the items all the way to each vault. So for the vaults to take in anything, you have to add a funnel for it. I wound up using brass, but you can use andesite because andesite does accept taking in 64 items. They just don't distribute 64 items, only 16. Funnels will distribute it and accept it all at once. And you can always, with brass funnels, you can also put a limit on what you actually want to take in or take out. After getting upstairs pretty much situated, I wound up getting downstairs to start working on that, which I'm going to carry down each of the chutes. So the black one's going to be the way out and the brass is going to be the way in. Now I'm going to place down one belt underneath the black one, and then on the brass one, I'm going to place it on the side because on the bottom of the brass one, we need to actually have a fan so the items can actually get blown up. And again, we're just going to add a brass funnel on the side of the brass chutes just so 64 items at a time can be taken. Now you can actually customize your barrels in the chipped mod also, which is pretty sick. So I always do one for in and one for out so it doesn't get confusing. Although in the end, I wound up adding signs for it anyway. After eating, I'm actually going to want to place in on a funnel on both ends just so I have a way to actually take the packages out and put them in. Now just to make it look better, I'm going to put brass scaffolding on the bottom of both of them just so it looks like it's actually being held up by something. So now I'm going to place the stock ticker down just so it has a way to actually access the inventory when you have someone down. So you right click it with a stock ticker and that is able to connect it to the packagers. After placing down a seat, I stole a sheep from its family so I can use it as a way to get into my storage. After having a way to get into my storage, now it's time to put down a fan and actually power everything. So after mining out a little hole at the bottom, I wound up putting down 4 water wheels, and that was more than enough power to access the whole system. I don't know what speed it is because I don't have a speed controller yet, so it's not max speed. After the water wheels are placed, it's time to do our little trick to speed this baby up. After placing down my cheeky speed controller, I wound up realizing that it was not enough speed for me, so I had to actually take it all down and move the water wheels back and redo it. Once I realized it though, I got right to it and it was done in a jiffy. After I was done, I was able to start powering my storage system. So I'm sending the power up to where I need it to be, and once I'm up here, I can power the fan and the belts. After placing both the gearboxes, I realized the fan was going upwards and I was able to power the belts. Can I just say, this is the first time that I've ever powered something and everything went the correct way with the most least amount of effort. After powering the belts down below, I sent the power up to the first belt up top. After getting up top, I powered the second belt and realized everything was moving the correct way and I literally needed to do nothing else. Once I realized all the power was working, I transferred all my stuff from outside into the storage system. After getting everything transferred over, I wanted to get a wall in the front and on the side just to hide all the crate items. Although this is probably one of the first times that one of my crate builds looked as least messy as it does now. Now I can start working on building the wall up. I want to just go with the same type of wall that's on the outside of the build. Before getting the whole wall up though, I want to place a copycat panel behind the sheep just so you can't see behind it. Bada boom, bada bing. Now that the wall's up, I'm just going to cover it with acacia. Now you can never see behind that sheep again. Alright, now let's get this side wall up. The faster I get this wall up, the faster I can get this video out to you guys. I also forgot to mention that we do have shuffle mode, which is definitely the best thing you can add because I hate having to go back and forth between the blocks to mix them up. So now it's time to do above the sheep. And when I placed all the walls in, I really didn't like how it looked. So I did wind up getting some stairs out and doing some stairs above there instead. And just to mess it up, I did a trapdoor in the middle, and at least I can open it just to make sure the power's working, even though it's not going to do much. After getting the walls done, that's when I realized I wanted to put signs above the stairs. I put in and out. That's literally it. Finally getting done that, the next thing I wanted to do was bring more of the stuff from outside in, and I also put a crafting table right here, just so I don't have to go all the way to that corner to craft. Right here is not going to be too great of an area. I just want to get all the chipped benches down, and this is not all of them. There's still many more I can do. This is pretty much it for the inside of the house. I didn't really know what else to do for the inside, so I kind of just left it, and I'm just going to do it off camera just to get it done. This is the last chip bench I do have to place down. I don't really know what the other ones do, so we'll find out in later videos. Thank you for watching episode 2 of Create. I hope you enjoyed the episode. This is the beautiful house we wound up building, so I can't really complain. There's going to be a lot more that I do off episode just to make it look better, and I know people don't really want to watch that sometimes because I know I don't want to watch it. We also built this beautiful drill, a 5x7 drill, and it has a good amount of storage. In the future, we're going to expand it and add as many more as we can. Anyway, thank you for watching. Please leave a like and subscribe and a comment just down below. Let me know what you would like to see next.